Welcome, Angie, to Starknet Espresso. I'm so happy to have you with us today.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Super excited for the chat.
Yeah, thanks. Without wasting much time, I think let's start with you introducing yourself to our audience and walk us a little bit on what you do and how you got into Web3.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Angie. I do marketing and crypto since 2017, 2018. But I actually started back then as a journalist. So my journey with crypto started with interviewing crypto people, crypto founders. Back then, we mainly chatted about blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that was how I figured out that like this is a very interesting industry with lots of opportunities. So then my actual first crypto job was doing marketing at a local crypto exchange. And after that, there was Binance, and there were a couple startups after Binance where I usually led marketing. And now I'm head of marketing at Phenix. We're building a full stack infrastructure for privacy for Ethereum. And yeah, I'm super bullish on privacy narrative overall, not just because I work at Phoenix, but because of my personal views. So I live in Ukraine, and crypto adoption is super high here. And yeah, more and more people started figuring out that actually on-chain privacy makes so much sense that we need to think about it more.
Cool. I think it's an interesting journey that you've had so far. To allude to what you talked about privacy, I think that was basically what attracted me to your profile. Because I had set out this year, I had one conversation with Abdel, that's the head of Freedom Tech on Starknet, and we talked about privacy last year. And since then, it's been an obsession for me to like figure out what this is really about. What's people have different ideas of what privacy means, and I think just looking at your profile and the whole pre-team privacy thing caught my eye. Very good concept, unique concept, I must say. So I'll start by asking, what is privacy for you? What does it mean?
Yeah, thank you so much. For me, privacy is about your ability to selectively disclose what you want to be disclosed about your on chain life, and also have the right to preserve privacy over some stuff that you don't want to be disclosed. And I want to stop here because at this point, too many people would say, well, people only need privacy if they have something to hide. But I strongly disagree with that statement. Again, if I'm looking on that from the Ukrainian perspective, lots of people here use crypto for payments, for payroll, for even like day-to-day purchases. And if you can easily be like stalked on chain, and then you live in a small town, it comes down to your like personal security and privacy, and your even safety of your life. So it's more than just a buzzword, and it's definitely not about hiding. It's actually about just your ability to live a safe life with your crypto assets, using your crypto assets on a daily, and not being afraid of some scammers or criminals that might stalk you on chain.
You were saying something came to my head when you were talking about this. Initially, when we marketed blockchain in the early 2009s and 10s, it was marketed for its transparency, right? And we've seen a big push towards privacy, and it seems there are like contrasting ideas compared from when crypto entered and now. What do you think is prompting this what would you say, something like a pivoting from that idea of transparency to something we're talking about privacy now?
Yeah, that's a good one. I actually tweeted about that yesterday, just my random thoughts on the matter. I think full transparency was good back at the days for like early adoption and also for many use cases that were not actually available before the blockchain, right? So I think it was cool back at the times. But now when we talk about like production scale stablecoin settlement, tokenized assets, etc. When we talk about institutions and enterprises doing payroll with stablecoins or any other crypto, when we talk about like that mainstream adoption that we all are aiming for, in order for our industry to scale, I think we cannot do that without privacy. It's just crucial for the industry at this point. So I would say that for some use cases, transparency is good. But for most use cases that we're building for now, you can't actually scale things without privacy. So um, even like prediction markets, right? Everyone talks about that now. But um, I I think when like someone big like Vitalik Buterin, he talked recently that he does trade on prediction markets. So I don't think he actually wants his like all on-chain history to be revealed all the time, because it's just it's similar to someone just invading your house and saying, well, if you have nothing to hide, why can't I watch like what you're doing throughout your whole day, right? So I think for most use cases, privacy is actually crucial, and it's a shame that our industry has not started building for it consistently a few years ago. I think it would have helped us significantly, but it's never too late. So that's why so many great teams are building it now.
Yeah, sure. I think it was last year. There were spate of kidnapping in France, and it was basically because of wallets being leaked and stuff like that. So again, that was one of the things that actually brought me to now start thinking, okay, maybe this is very, very, very necessary. But again, the question I've always had is this: we have, for me personally, I know privacy protocols like Zcash and Monero. Why haven't we seen it as scale? What's been the difficulty?
I I mean, Zcash and Monero were great as starters, and I think like overall with the growth of Zcash token price, we saw like lots of new people talking about privacy, and that kind of started the overall privacy meta last year. So it was definitely useful for like lots of teams that were for years yapping about privacy, how important it was, but no one actually listened. And then when people like Merit from Solana ecosystem, or people like CZ from Binance, they started saying, "Oh, well, actually, people need privacy on chain." Then we as builders were heard finally. Like this idea was finally validated, and I think. Again, you mentioned kidnapping cases. We also had the same cases in Ukraine. I said that crypto adoption is high here, and like last year there was at least like two loud cases where successful crypto traders were found like dead in their cars with their crypto wallets stolen, and it was it looked like a suicide, but I don't actually think that was the case. But whatever, I feel like these are the things that we don't want to see in Web3 space, right? Crypto is meant to like change the lives of people for good, and I strongly believe in that. So that's why I think um, like privacy infrastructure that allows you to build whatever use case you need is exactly what we need. So Zcash was great, but can we scale it? I think it still has very like limited usage, especially for builders. That's why like teams are like ours. We're focused on building comprehensive full stack infrastructure that allows you to build on top of it. Right? You can build whatever dApp you want with privacy um, layer in it. So that's why I think more and more people will explore protocols like that, and they will compare. Okay, so I can use Zcash for like some payments, but like, can I do something more with that? Not really. So perhaps I need to opt for like some privacy protocols that allow me to actually do cool stuff.
I think Zcash and Starknet are currently working on scaling their platform, but I don't know how far they've gone to it. But I think one thing that I've been really trying to figure out is the approach people take towards achieving this privacy thing. And I've heard you talk a lot. I'm conversant with ZK, and I think Zcash uses ZK kind of flavor when when they're trying to show transactions. But for you, I know you've mentioned on your Twitter handle you've been very bullish on FHE, fully homomorphic encryptions. Can you walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, that's right. So ZK is a powerful tool, and it's really good for proving some data without actually revealing that data. So, like, you can think of too many use cases, like proving that you're eligible to some airdrop without actually, revealing what exactly you had to do in terms of like participation. So these kind of things are really cool, and ZK nails it. But when it comes to like something more complex, let's say you want to build a private DEX or a private NFT market, whatever, you need encryption in order to like compute on the data that is not revealed on chain. So for those kind of use cases, FHE is actually the ultimate tool. And with recent TGs of different teams like Zama and others, I see that people started being more curious on that. Because if we talk like a year ago, um, no matter how cool encryption was, people did not care, did not understand, and it was really hard to communicate the advantages with the crowd. But now we see that, well, even like what more mainstream crowd, they started, reading some docs, watching videos. Like even I started my trading privacy series for more like mainstream kind of audience to just let them know how cool encryption is. And FHE particularly is used in like lots of Web2 apps. It's not just like the blockchain use case. Actually, we're just trying to bring fully homomorphic encryption to blockchain. But you actually use encryption in your phone, on your WhatsApp, on different apps. You don't even know about that, but encryption is something that we will see more and more in the future, especially with this quantum computer thread that everyone talks about now.
Great. But what do you think about quantum computers? Do you think FHE is going to sufficiently battle that? Because I know one of the conversations that I've had also between last year and this year is also centered on quantum computers. I know they are not necessarily a threat now, but we don't have to wait till they come before we start working on it. How do you think FHE can battle those kind of situations?
Yeah, that's right. So Ethereum Foundation recently announced that they created like a security team to work and prepare for the post-quantum era. So I think um, we need to be careful and start to get ready for that, even though it might be um, not in a year, not in 5 years, but we'd rather be ready when it happens. But FHE is widely considered quantum resistant, even though like you cannot claim for now that it's 100% quantum resistant because there was not, a single test kind of. But over like other technologies, cryptographers usually say that FHE has most benefits and advantages when it comes to uh, being quantum resistant, unlike other tech stacks, unlike ZK even, unfortunately. Um, Perhaps there might appear something new, some new kind of, you know, privacy preserving tools when we approach this like post quantum era. But for now, as of now, FHE is the most powerful tool. One of the most important things to consider as an industry is how do we protect crypto wallets? I've heard that there are some teams that are exploring building like private crypto wallets with FHE, and I think that's going to be huge if we actually make it happen because it will be a huge step forward toward like being quantum resistant. Yeah.
Sure. I think this is one of the reasons why I'm actually following you because I would love to see how the implementations of these things turn out. I'm actually very interested in it. Um, I think ZK Stacks is also quantum resistance. Snacks, no. ZK Snacks, no. But ZK Stacks is also, I think, is also quantum resistance. On the broader scheme of things, if I am as a user, I'm looking at privacy and how I would, I guess I'm trying to incline towards user adoption. How do I interact with privacy protocols in your ideal situation? What would it be for me? How would it feel like for me as a user to get into privacy protocols and use it?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think I believe that this experience for the end user needs to be seamless as possible. So um, let's take Binance as an example. I am an old school Binance user, and I really like how they nailed the interface and the user experience, so that like if you don't actually look at the crypto currencies that you have in your wallet, if you just interact with like all the products they have within the app, you're actually starting to forget that you're using a crypto exchange.
Yeah.
It's like so seamless. It feels like a neobank app with, staking. You can consider staking to be a deposit at bank. So it's actually really, really simple to use. And I think that that's where like most DeFi apps are currently still not making it, and I really wanted to change. So when it comes to privacy, I feel like privacy features have to be built in the interface so that users can opt for being private, for being public. We built a really cool demo of stablecoins dual mode, so you can actually just like switch a toggle and um, switch between being confidential, using confidential stablecoins, or being public, using confidential, um, using stablecoins publicly.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the best example how privacy can actually be seamless, feel natural within like any dApp. And that's what I would love to see happen within the next year or two. I'm really, really bullish on that because I see that a lot of cool teams are building for that. So, maybe this, current market situation will actually help us, do some useful stuff and focus on building cool new apps or improving the current existing ones. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
I completely agree with what you said, especially with the market conditions. Maybe we'll get useful and stop hoping for profits from the markets. So I know you've talked about Phoenix, and I would like you to talk to our audience about Phoenix and what Phoenix is all about.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you. So I think one of the most important things about Phoenix is that our founder, Guy Ziskind, he's been building in privacy for like more than a decade. So he originally started Enigma, which was arguably the first privacy team in Web3, back then. And then he also was a founder of Secret Network that actually brought keys to blockchains. So now he's on a mission to bring FHE to blockchains and make them usable, um, and show that we all need encryption, we all need privacy, and this industry cannot scale without it. So that's what I like about Phoenix, and like I enjoy working here because the whole team is actually obsessed with this mission. And even though I do marketing, I actually love digging deeper, talking
Yeah.
to the research team or like technical team, figuring out like what is our technical advantage and how we can easily deliver it to the end user, so that they get it. Because let's be honest, it's a hard topic
Yeah.
to talk, to explain, especially to mainstream crowd. But we also want to engage with institutions and explain the benefits to them. So for me, it's crucial to understand like what exactly makes us stand out. And I believe this is two things. Performance. Our team actually did a huge job in order to make FPG production ready. Because it was one of the biggest concerns. Like, oh, FPG, it will take decades to make it production ready. This is bullshit. We nailed it. And will soon be mainnet to actually prove it. And the second thing that I'm super bullish on is dev experience. So, um, like our team spent hours and hours talking to different teams, different developers, and figuring out what is the blocker for them to be able to implement privacy into their current stack, current product, or building a new one with privacy features in it. And um, they said it's too hard. Like most privacy solutions are just impossible to use. You need to learn a new programming language, or you need to hold a cryptography degree, in order to understand like how to actually use encryption. And we said, no, 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 that's not what we need. And we built an SDK. It's called Coffee SDK, so that like any developer can easily use it. It's just Solidity, and I feel like that's why we see tremendous growth within the ecosystem. Even like at the beginning of this year, we see more and more people reaching out to us and saying, we were considering different privacy tools, but we feel like your infrastructure is something that we want to build on top of. So um, I'm super, super excited to share a couple new announcements that we are preparing. We have one really solid partnership that we locked in, actually at Denver. We had a final round of negotiations. So I think this is something that makes me be proud of my job when I see that, we as a team actually attract people for the right reason because of our technology, our products, and the vision we have.
Yeah, great. I took the pleasure of looking into your documentation just some few days ago. One of the things I found very interesting is that encryption starts at input. And I find that to be very, very interesting. Maybe that's one of the things you want to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's important that the data is encrypted and private throughout the whole process, right? So, not encrypted at rest, not encrypted in transit. It's encrypted while it's actually being used. So, as of my knowledge, again, I'm not technical, but
Yeah.
I've done like lots of research, and as of my knowledge, this is not possible with any other tech stack. So if we choose like TPEs, yeah, it's a powerful tool, but ultimately you need to trust the hardware, and we're trying to build something for like trustless execution kind of thing. So if you take ZK, it's amazing for so many use cases, but you cannot actually compute unencrypted data with ZK, unfortunately. But in our tech stack, we actually use both. We use ZK for some like um, specific steps for verifying things, and then we use FHE as the ultimate like encryption tool that we need for confidential compute. So I think this is not about battling between the tech stacks. This is
Yeah.
about building this special experience for developers and for end users, so that they see that privacy is actually usable and allows us to scale what we're not able to scale without it.
Great. Talking about developers and users, are there any opportunities that are available for them in Phoenix currently?
Um, Yeah, so we actually just are finalizing our residency program. We ran lots of workshops and provided lots of support to early stage founders, like teams who wanted to build something in privacy, but they were lacking B support, marketing support, dev support. So we provided like the full scope of um, support and um, lots of like useful information to them, so that they were able to build their first MVPs. And we did not announce this program publicly just because we were trying to avoid like lots of spammy applications. We actually like engaged with the developers that we knew from events, from our community, etc. And and now we're thinking about doing something like that, or something more public. So we will announce lots of different things very very soon. We will be present at major Ethereum events. So in case you wanna catch up, we're always happy to. And we are also thinking about our own ambassador program, because even though Phoenix is like 2 years old, we haven't started one. So now I feel like it's the time. So there will be lots of opportunities for devs or beginning devs. Um, Also, not just like to code, but to produce some technical content about Phoenix. Spread the word, tell about encryption, tell about Coffee SDK. So yeah, stay tuned, and we will announce lots of cool things.
Yeah, great, great. I think one of the things I also found interesting was the programming language. The idea that it was Solidity made a lot of sense. So people don't have to go start learning new languages. I think that's very commendable. It's a good approach you guys took towards that.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I think at this stage it's really hard to convince developers to learn a new language or like believe in new religion. So we're trying to make that as easy as possible, and I feel like Solidity is a good advantage.
Trust me, I totally agree with you. As someone who's learned Solidity, Rust, and Cairo in the past couple of years, I don't think I'm interested in learning a new language currently.
I see more and more developers are still choosing Solidity now. So um, yeah, that's why I'm more bullish on it. Kind of.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you very much for joining me today, Angie. I don't know. Is there something else you would like us to touch on before we wrap it up?
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the chat. Yeah, I'd be happy to connect with everyone on X. I spend a lot of time there, unfortunately. So hit me up if anything, and I'll try to do some more pretty and privacy features to let people know how cool privacy is, how many use cases we're opening up with it, and so on and so forth.
Great. I'm not going to let you go now because I do this thing at the end of the show where I ask. It's called a rapid fire session where I just throw three different questions and you tell me what comes to your mind first. Yeah.
Cool. Let's go.
The info part is I didn't prepare for this, so I'm going to be walking off the top of my head.
Okay.
Apart from Phoenix, what is the closest privacy protocol that you would recommend? Tough one.
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I like what Aztec team is doing. I really like the vibe, the narrative, the positioning. So I would probably say Aztec.
Great. I always ask this, but that's because I don't have much questions on my head. Where would be your favorite destination for vacation?
Vacation. I really wanna come to Portugal. I've never been to Portugal, but I heard really great things about it.
Oh, nice. Oh, final one. What's the question? Where do you see the price of Bitcoin by in the next 3 months?
Um, I actually do believe that I want to believe that now we're seeing the bottom. So because I just purchased some now and I know how to see it drop again. So hopefully we'll be back to like 90K ish. Yeah,
I know. I
hopefully.
think everybody's hoping for that. Anyway, thank you
Yeah,
so much
let's pray.
thank you very much for joining me today. It's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was my pleasure, honestly. Super happy to get connected. Hit me up if anything. Also, are you gonna be around for any conferences?
I'm looking at Global Kings in France. I'm looking at the possibility of being there.
Mm. Yeah, we'll be there. We might host a tiny side event. So DM me if you get your trip
Yeah,
sorted out.
sure, definitely.
Cool. Thank you so much.
So just in case someone wants to reach you on any platform, what platform can they reach you on?
I check all comments on Twitter and I try to reply in DMs. Sometimes it takes more time than I'd like to,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm hard to reach on Telegram just because it's full of spam now. Since
Yeah.
we started being more active, I see so much spammy messages. So I would say Twitter.
And your Twitter handle is Angie, right?
Twitter, NGMKT, marketing.
Okay. It's good. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Have a good one.